Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Any Bullet Will Do. This is a 2018 film, came out around September of that year. Does not come with a rating. It runs an hour and 50 minutes, and it stars Kevin Makeley, Bruce Davison, and Jenny Curtis. The description: taking place during 1876 in Montana, a ruthless headhunter tracks his own brother through Big Sky country with the help of a young fur trapper. This does only have 299 grades on IMDb. I guess I'll be number 300. And so that's a pretty low number for any movie that's been out for 2 years. So should definitely put this on your list to watch just to be able to say that you've seen something that not many people have seen. This is Any Bullet Will Do. Well, thank you for watching this video, everyone. If you'd like any correspondence with me outside of YouTube, I do have my Facebook page. It's Danny's Movies and Music. If you'd like to check that out, that'd be great. This movie comes to me as a research movie that I kind of was looking up different movies to watch for the month, and this was kind of next on the list. And I can be up for a Western every once in a while. I wasn't sure about one thing here. Yeah, I do have it. So I'm going to compare this movie to The Magnificent Seven. If you haven't seen this, I'm sorry, but I think you should. And the comparison of Any Bullet Will Do and Magnificent Seven, the Magnificent Seven has a roster of great stars, and it gets exciting and it gets thrilling and it's relevant because they have those big stars in it. And really, it comes down to good acting and jokes, and then if you have a big action scene, usually it's at the end. It's a big showdown, and that movie handles it well. This movie, Any Bullet Will Do, doesn't have any stars. It tries to provide some laughs, but it doesn't really land a lot. It's more like witty conversation is all they're really able to provide. And then their kind of big showdown, it happens, but it's underwhelming and it doesn't last for a long, long time. There aren't like different stages to it. Just the thing that comes down to it is our two brothers that are rivals in this movie, and they do get their showdown at the end, and that's very dramatic and everything. But it just doesn't make for a great movie, and so this movie is not going to stack up against movies of its genre, and that's not a good thing because then it doesn't stack up well against movies in general. I know a lot of people haven't graded this online, and a lot of people haven't seen it, but it's a mediocre movie, and I think what is hard to watch about this movie, other than its lackluster existence, is they're trying to focus on one thing, and then they kind of get away from that. Then they have this other thing happen, and then and most of it's pretty predictable, and when you watch a movie that's set this long ago, you know, um, we know what happens in these kind of movies, and so nothing is a surprise. And it's kind of sad when a movie like this gets made, and it's not surprising whatsoever. It's like you got to do something to stand out. Having a sibling rivalry, having a headhunter is what they call it in this movie. It's basically a contract killer, and having somebody that's a good trail leader, be their guide near the end of the movie. None of this was standing out. So I think that's really the biggest obstacle that we had to overcome with this movie. I got to be honest. When I was watching this about a little over halfway through, I started to fast forward a little bit because they were just talking, and that's all they were doing. And I knew what was going to come in the next 5-10 minutes was they were going to get discovered, they were going to move, and then they're going to have their big showdown. So I wanted to get to the showdown. And it's just those kind of situations with these movies is that when people are talking and talking and talking in this old timey language and this old timey setting with these predictable things happening, it can get very boring. And I'm not surprised by the grade online that it has so far, but I don't think it's fair to the movie because I don't think it's terrible because it does have things happen, but it's with handguns and it's with rifles, and the action's just not up to standard for movies that we are watching nowadays. And so I think there's a certain taste and a certain crowd that will enjoy this movie, but for most of us, we are used to such better action and such better dialogue and such better characters that you've got to do something. And I just don't think Any Bullet Will Do will, stick out in anybody's memory because it is lackluster in most areas. So I'm going to be nice enough and give this movie a C because I do think it's middle of the road. I do think that offers something. I do think it's intriguing enough. I do think it's easy to follow. I think it's predictable, and yes, I think the handguns don't offer that much excitement, but I just we get excited about some of these movies, and then we see the old timey guns or bow and arrows or something, and it just doesn't stack up. So I think C is a fair grade for Any Bullet Will Do. I do hope you get a chance to watch this and seek it out and discover if you care for this at all or not. People have to know if they care for these things or not. And sometimes I really like these movies, like the Magnificent Seven, and so I was willing to give this movie a shot. I think it was fine. So don't rip it apart like obviously everybody else is, but I give it a C to Any Bullet Will Do. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or my other videos, try and get some of them to watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. Enjoy your movies. Thanks.